Greetings, everybody. Welcome back to Weekly Wildlife Wisdom. So far, I've been your host, Yuriy. Let's get into it. The first thing of the week being Corvus corax, more commonly known as the northern raven or the common raven, is a species of large all-black passerine bird in the corvid family, which is the most widely distributed of all corvids, being found all across the northern hemisphere. It thrives in a variety of habitats and climates, such as forests, deserts, mountains, grasslands, tundra, coastlands, wetlands, agricultural lands, and urban environments. They are social birds which typically live in mated pairs, familial groups, or largely unrelated flocks, and demonstrate considerable devotion to their companions. Common ravens are omnivorous and highly opportunistic animals. With varied diets that may consist of invertebrates, carrion, eggs, garbage, grains, nuts, buds, berries, other fruit, fish, reptiles, amphibians, small mammals, and other birds, often nestlings. Sometimes ravens work cooperatively with other predators, particularly wolves, having been observed to lead hunting wolf packs to potential prey that only the ravens can see from the air. In turn, the wolves would let the ravens eat freely from their kills and protect them from other predators. Common ravens are themselves preyed upon by martins, owls, eagles, falcons, hawks, gray falcons, various canines, and large cats such as lynxes, leopards, and cougars. Reaching 21 to 28 inches or 54 to 71 centimeters in length and about 1.5 to 5 pounds or 0.69 to 2.25 kilograms in weight, with a 46 to 60 inch or 116 to 153 centimeter wingspan, the common raven ranks amongst the largest passerines. They sport iridescent black plumage, long, slightly curved beaks, stout legs, and a large tail. Like other corvids, the common raven can mimic sounds from their environment, including human speech. Breeding pairs must have a territory of their own before they begin reproduction, and thus they aggressively defend their territory. They work together to build a bowl nest of sticks, twigs, mud, bark, moss, fur, and feathers. Here, a mother will lay 2 to 7 pale bluish-green, brown blotched eggs. She then incubates them for 18 to 21 days until they hatch. The young are cared for by both parents and fledge at around 35 to 49 days, though they typically stay with their parents for another 6 months after fledging. Under ideal conditions, a common raven may live upwards of 40 years. Next up, we have the Persian cat. Also known as the Persian longhair, is a long-haired breed of cat characterized by a round face and a short muzzle. The exact time of the appearance of the long-haired cats is unclear. As no long-haired specimens of the African wildcat, the ancestor of domestic cats, are known. The first documented ancestor of the Persian cat may have been imported from Khorasan, either eastern Iran or western Afghanistan, and into the Italian peninsula in 1620 by Pietro della Valle, and from Damascus, Syria, into France by Nicolas Claude Fabry de Peresque, at around the same time. A Persian cat was presented at the first organized cat show in 1871 at the Crystal Palace in London, England, organized by Harrison Ware. Since then, it has been widely recognized and bred by European cat fancy communities. With breeding reaching near global distribution and popularity after World War II by breeders from North and South America, Australia, and New Zealand. The selective breeding carried out by breeders has allowed the development of a wide variety of coat colors and has also led to the creation of increasingly flat-faced Persian cats. Favored by fanciers, this head structure can bring about several health problems. As is the case with the Siamese breed, there have been efforts by some breeders to preserve the older type of cat, the traditional Persian, which has a more pronounced muzzle. Other notable variants include the Himalayan, the Chichilan long hair, and the exotic short hair, which many now consider to be their own distinct breeds. reach around 8 to 10 inches or 20 to 25 centimeters tall, with a body length of 14.5 to 17.5 inches or 37 to 44 centimeters, and a weight of around 7 to 12 pounds or 3.2 to 5.4 kilograms. The typical Persian cat sports an extremely long, thick coat, short legs, and a wide head, with ears set far apart and large eyes. The Persian is generally known for its affection to owners, friendliness toward strangers, cleanliness, predictability, vocalization, easily adapting to indoor life, and fussiness over food. Next up, we have Biarmosuchus. It is an extinct genus of Biarmosuchi and Therapsa, which lived throughout what is now Eurasia during the Middle Permian period, some 267 to 264 million years ago. The first remains of Biarmosuchus, consisting of a pair of skulls and some assorted postcranial remains, were recovered from the Ezhovo locality of the Udmurtia or Murtia, Russia, in 1960 by Dr. Csotonyi. Csotonyi named the animal Biarmosuchus tener after Bjarmaland, the name for the White Sea region in Old Norse literature. Since then, several additional specimens have been unearthed, including a few mostly complete skeletons. In 1999, Dr. Ivakenko described a second species, Biarmosuchus Csotonyi, from the Sokol locality Udmurtia, Russia, reaching around 4.5 to 6.7 feet, or 1.4 to 2 meters in length, around 40 to 80 pounds, or 18.1 to 36.3 kilograms in weight. Biarmosuchus was a medium-sized, fairly lightly built animal. As a predator, Biarmosuchus was likely a fast hunter capable of running down its prey. This is evidenced by its long, slender limbs that carried the body high off the ground, by supporting the body from underneath instead of being sprawled out to the sides like other plesiosaur ancestors. The dentition of Biarmosuchus is comprised of 8 smaller incisors in the front, followed by 6 canine teeth on either side towards the middle. The first 2 of these canines are much larger than the others, and were likely the main weapons that Biarmosuchus employed to hold on to prey and possibly deliver a killing bite. Next up is Nasuti termes triodii, also known as the cathedral termite or the spinifex termite. It is a species of Nasuti termitinae termite endemic to the grasslands, scrublands, and dry open forests of Australia's Northern Territory. They are known for their skills at building large, often multi-spire cathedral-style mounds, which regularly reach upwards of 15 feet or 4.5 meters in height, and they are typically inhabited by the colony for 50 to 100 years. Constructed from mud, plant parts, and termite saliva and feces, the columns of the mound are extraordinarily tough and able to withstand the rigors of wind, rain, heat, and hungry predators. Construction of the hollow columns allows for internal circulation of air from the cooler soil at the base of the mound to the warmer top. This clever ventilation provides a central air conditioning system that enables the colony to remain relatively cool even when the external temperatures soar. In addition, these termites also construct an elaborate network of underground tunnels, which they dig towards water and food resources, as they feed primarily upon grasses, especially hummock grasses in the genus Troideae. Like most termites, cathedral termite colonies have distinct classes. At the heart of the colony are the king and queen termites, whose primary purpose is to make more offspring. Kings reach around 0.16 to 0.24 inches or 0.4 to 0.6 centimeters long, with queens being significantly larger at up to 1 inch or 2.54 centimeters long, and produce thousands of eggs that hatch and develop into workers, soldiers, and new reproductives called alates. or Alates. It's Alates. Alatus. Workers reach around 0.12 inches or zero point 0.3 centimeters long and perform a variety of tasks, including tending to the young, feeding the queen and soldiers, and gathering food. When there is a breach in the nest, Nasut soldiers pour out to defend the colony. These soldiers reach around 0.18 inches or 0.45 centimeters long and can be distinguished by their dark brown head and elongated tubular snout called a nasus. Nasus. From the nasus, they squirt a sticky defensive secretion that can entangle, irritate, and repel invading enemies, such as ants, spiders, and scorpions. New reproductive termites called alates sport long, rounded wings. Every wet season, a new group of alates emerge in mass from the ground in specially created turrets in order to pair up and take flight to found new colonies. This cycle creates a much needed feast for various reptiles, birds, small mammals, and invertebrates throughout the Australian outback. Next up is Gambusa affinis, more commonly known as the western mosquitofish, the gambusa, or the gambezi, or simply the mosquitofish, is a North American poecilid fish native throughout the Mississippi River and its tributary waters, from Illinois and Indiana to as far south as the Gulf Coast and northeastern parts of Mexico. Here they can be found in a wide variety of habitats such as rivers, lakes, streams, ponds, wetlands, creeks, mudflats, salt flats, canals, sloughs, swamps, marshes, estuaries, and drainage ditches, often preferring shallow waters. Mosquito fish are notably resilient to low oxygen concentrations, high salt concentrations, up to twice that of seawater, and high temperatures up to 42 degrees Celsius or 108 degrees Fahrenheit for short periods. Their common name of mosquito fish was given to them for their propensity to feed on mosquito larvae at all stages of life. Mosquito fish also commonly feed upon zooplankton, small insects, and insect larvae, and other small invertebrates as well as eggs and detritus. They are themselves eaten by various fish, invertebrates, amphibians, and semi-aquatic mammals, reptiles, and birds. Mosquito fish were introduced directly into ecosystems in many parts of the world as a form of biocontrol to lower mosquito populations, which has caused mosquito fish to be amongst the most widespread freshwater fish species on Earth. The effects of these introductions have been mixed. As in many regions, particularly Australia and Cuba, introducing mosquito fish has been harmful to indigenous aquatic life, and they are now considered to be pests. However, in others, they are considered to be vital towards public health, and mosquito fish are considered by some to be a significant factor in eradicating malaria in South America, Greece, Serbia, Russia, the Middle East, and Ukraine, as well as controlling West Nile virus in India and the United States. With males reaching around 1.6 inches or 4 centimeters in length and females that are reaching around 2.8 inches or 7 centimeters in length, mosquito fish are small and dull gray colored, with a large abdomen, rounded dorsal and caudal fins, and upturned mouth. In addition to the size, females can be distinguished from males by the gravid spot at the posterior of her abdomen. Fertilization is internal, with a male secreting milt into the genital aperture of the female through his gonopodium. Within 60 to 28 days after mating, the female gives birth to around 60 young. The males reach sexual maturity around 43 to 62 days, and females, if born early in the reproductive season, reach sexual maturity around 21 to 28 days, while females born later in the season reach sexual maturity at the next season, in 6 to 7 months. Under the conditions, the mosquito fish may have upwards of 3 years. Next up is the German Shepherd, and I'm going to butcher a lot of these German words. It is also known as the Alsatian. It is a German breed of working dog, first developed in 1899 by Max von Stephanitz. Stephanitz was an ex-cavalry captain and former student of the Berlin Veterinary College. He was also a former member of the Phalanx Society, which was formed in 1891 with the intention of creating standardized development plans for native dog breeds, expounding on the traditional German sheepdog lines, which were known for their intelligence, speed, strength, and sense of smell, but which differed significantly both in appearance and specific ability from one locality to another. In 1899, von Stephanitz was attending a dog show when he was shown a dog named Hector Linkscherhing, who completely fulfilled what von Stephanitz believed a working dog should be. After purchasing the dog, he changed his name to Horand von Grafrath, and von Stephanitz founded the Verein für Deutsche Schäferhunde, or the Society of German Shepherd Dogs. Horand was declared to be the first German Shepherd dog and the first dog added to the Society's breed register. When the German Shepherd was introduced to broader Europe, the United States, India, Latin America, New Zealand, and Australia, it was initially a popular dog, but as the dog's popularity grew, it became associated with as a dangerous breed owned by gangsters and bootleggers. The reputation of German Shepherds as a dangerous breed had grown to such an extent that importing them was briefly banned in Australia in 1929. During the first half of the 20th century, the breed became strongly identified with Imperial and then Nazi Germany because of its association with purity and militarism. Afterward, other militaries around the world started using German Shepherds. Then it was adopted by many police forces and security agencies. Today, the breed is also has widespread use in search and rescue and disability assistance. With males reaching 24-26 inches or 60 to 65 centimeters tall at the withers and 66 to 88 pounds or 30 to 40 kilograms in weight, and females reaching 22 to 24 inches or 55 to 60 centimeters tall at the withers and 49 to 71 pounds or 22 to 32 kilograms in weight, German Shepherds are medium to large-sized dogs. They have a domed forehead and a long, square-cut muzzle with strong jaws and a black nose, a long neck, thick, bushy tail, and a double coat, which is close and dense with a thick undercoat. Most commonly, German Shepherds are either tan and black or red and black, with a rare color variation including sable, pure black, pure white, liver, silver, blue, and panda varieties. Some notable variants include the East European Shepherd, the King Shepherd, the Shiloh Shepherd, and the White Swiss Shepherd. And the last animal of the week is Rhamphorhynchus, which is a genus of long-tailed pterosaur which lived throughout what is now Europe and Africa during the Jurassic period, some 150 to 145 million years ago. The first known specimen of Rhamphorhynchus, consisting of a skull, was brought to the attention of Samuel Thomas von Summering by the collector George Graf zu Munster in 1825. Von Summering concluded that it must have belonged to an ancient bird, but when further preparation uncovered teeth, Graf zu Munster sent a cast to Professor George August Goldfuss, who recognized that it was a pterosaur. Like most pterosaurs described in the mid-19th century, Rhamphorhynchus was initially considered to be a species of Pterodactylus. However, at the time, many scientists incorrectly considered Ornithocephalus to be the valid name for Pterodactylus. This specimen of Rhamphorhynchus was therefore originally named Ornithocephalus munsteri. This was first mentioned in 1830 by Graf zu Munster himself, and then formally described as such by Goldfuss in 1831. In 1839, Munster described another specimen that he considered to belong to Ornithocephalus, i.e. Pterodactylus, with a distinctively long tail. He named it Ornithocephalus longicatus, meaning long tail. In 1845, Hermann von Meyer officially amended the original species Ornithocephalus munsteri to Pterodactylus munsteri, and since the name Pterodactylus had been by that point recognized as having priority over Ornithocephalus. Subsequently, in 1846, a paper describing a new species of long-tailed pterodactyl, von Meyer decided that the long-tailed forms of pterodactyls were different enough from the short-tailed forms to warrant a placement in a subgenus, which he named as Pterodactylus jiminy, since after a specimen owned by collector Captain Earl Imming von Jimming. It was not until 1847 that von Meyer elevated Rhamphorhynchus to a full-fledged genus. The original species, Pterodactylus munsteri, remained misclassified until a re-evaluation was published by Richard Owen in 1861, which he renamed as Rhamphorhynchus munsteri. Unfortunately, the type species specimen of R. munsteri, described by Munster and Goldfuss, was lost during World War II, and in the 1990s, several studies found that numerous species of Rhamphorhynchus actually represented separate life stages and possible sexual dimorphism. Today, only two species, R. longicatus and R. etchus, are considered valid. Reaching around 1.4 feet or 1.26 meters in length with a 5.9 foot or 1.81 meter wingspan, Rhamphorhynchus sported a pair of large pointed wings and a long tail stiffened with ligaments, which ended in a characteristic soft tissue tail vein. The mouth of Rhamphorhynchus has needle-like interlocking teeth, which are angled forward with a curved, sharp, beak-like tip lacking teeth. These jaws have led to the perception that Rhamphorhynchus used them to snatch up fish and squid as it skimmed over the top of the water. Although it is possible that it could have dived for prey as well, and also caught insects in flight. As always, take care of my guys, gals, and non-binary pals.